Tim Farron.
Thanks, Mr. Deputy Speaker. As my honourable friend from Twickenham has said just a moment ago, Liberal Democrats will not support the proposal on the table today. We consider this request for extended powers to this time to be an overreach, powers that the government does not need, and certainly does not need for a period of 6 months right into the autumn. I think my great concern is that the government's default knee-jerk attempt to seek these draconian powers for this lengthier period of time is now beginning to fit into a pattern. We saw the police bill in this place just a week or so ago, where the government was seeking to have powers to incarcerate people up to 10 years if they protested against them. And then also we're seeing, aren't we, reports of the government wanting to force carers to be vaccinated when they have done so by choice already. It shows a complete lack of respect and tenderness towards people who put their lives on the line for this last 12 months and longer to support those people in their deepest moment of need. And then, of course, the pub landlords now being asked to be effectively border guards in their own pubs to check vaccine passports. All this seems to indicate that we have a Conservative Party in government that loves talking about liberty until the moment it has to do something about it in practice. And once it comes to dealing with these issues in practice, its instincts are authoritarian. As always, if you care about liberty, you need your Liberals. And so you can guarantee the Liberals will be voting against this draconian set of powers on the table today. It's also worth bearing in mind that the police, I don't think, are crying out for additional extension to their powers. What they want are two things: resources and then clarity of those guidelines and laws that they do seek to enforce. And throughout this pandemic, it hasn't been the strictness of the laws that have been the issue. It's been the clarity of the guidance, and the government indeed very often contradicting, mixing messages, sending out the wrong messages, not keeping the guidance themselves as individuals, and therefore setting a terrifyingly awful lead. I want to just make one suggestion. As we look at this roadmap, and the way out of this difficult time that we are clearly all experiencing as a national community, can I just point out that at the point that I'm speaking, outdoor education has got no place on the roadmap whatsoever. We know when nightclubs are going to open, but outdoor education facilities in my constituency, in the Lakes and in the Dales and across the rest of the country, has got no date to reopen. The government is killing off a vital industry there to support our young people, whose skills are especially needed at a time like this when we want to reconnect young people with a love of learning. The lack of a date, the lack of bespoke funding is killing off outdoor education. My friend, the Minister for Education in Wales, Kirsty Williams, announced just the other day a particular package for outdoor education centres in Wales. There's a package in Scotland. There's a package in Northern Ireland. Why is there not a bespoke package for outdoor education centres in England? Today, it surely is the day for them to do just that. It's also worth bearing in mind that as we see the ability for people to move in significant numbers as of next Monday to beautiful places like the Lake District, that we need and have needed for some months now investment in popularising the countryside code, so that people know how to behave in beautiful places, how to treat the local residents with respect, and to look after the environment they've come to enjoy. So I'm pleased that the government is now, as of the Easter weekend, putting resource into the countryside code. They should have done it 9 months ago when we asked them to do it. The final point is this: as hospitality and tourism businesses begin to reopen, they won't all be able to open at capacity when they are allowed to. That's why financial support for them must be continued until the autumn.
Chris Green.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'd like to open up by wishing everyone, I think,